the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos will kick. Here's Brandon McManus to start us, and we are off from Denver. Fielded about a yard deep. Dances by him. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 36 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Flush to his right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. Now with the play clock winding down, Vance Joseph says, let's talk this over. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Lindsey, the undrafted free agent, had a great college career at Colorado. What he did to start this season and the way he came out of the gate, really impressive.
And sometimes guys just fit NFL teams where maybe you didn't see it coming. Because Phil Lindsay, as you mentioned, had an excellent college career at Colorado, but different question marks from different teams about size. Can he do this? Can he do that? The answer is he can do just about everything, and especially his ability to get out into open space out in the backfield and create big plays downfield. That's working quite well for him in the early going.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements. The clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now Keenum. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So a good pickup after the penalty. 12 yards, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
No, Roger. Hey, go, Roger.
Now they try the right side here. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
takes 53, 55. Hold up high.
A second down carry for Booker. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Hey, takes one, Lance, take 53.
On third down, it's Lindsey. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
Booker on first down. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. On third down, it's Freeman. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. It's the sackmaster, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. And he's got Rome. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a KC touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Denver Broncos sitting at 2-4 right now. They're going to take over the possession here again on offense. But the 23-20 loss against Los Angeles, it's now a 4-game losing streak. Is there a hot seat right now for Vance Joseph?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say yes. And the reason being they had a really rough year his first year as the head coach in Denver. And there's a lot of speculation about whether he would even get a second year. Got the vote of confidence from ownership and management, came back for year 2. But here's the problem. He's a former defensive coordinator. Defense is his forte. His team is now the first in NFL history to allow 200-plus yard rushers in back-to-back weeks. 219 to Isaiah Crowell of the Jets. That was on the road in week 5. And then this past week against Todd Gurley at home with 208. And coming up, they're at Arizona. David Johnson looking his chops, wanting to get right. And then they play at Kansas City, who has Kareem Hunt, who led the league in rushing last year. That defense has to get better and in a hurry.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
Let's go, let's go. 4 down, 52. Here goes hot. Right 20.
Now a play fake, and it's Keenum. And his throw is incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Throwing on third down, Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded at the 33. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City Chiefs coming back out onto the field here, and they were part of the game of the week for Week 6, right? I mean, no doubt that game against New England, 43-40. Now they lost, first loss of the season, but boy, that was fun to watch on Sunday night.
It certainly was. It's maybe the game of the year thus far, and we were all anticipating it, and they delivered. Patrick Mahomes, a little bit of a struggle in the first half, but boy, did he explode in the second. 352 yards for the game, 4 touchdowns.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Open space inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Now that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after them because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders punching it in from a yard away. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point from McManus is good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. The dangerous Hill now to return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move lateral.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Keenum now on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. Only 3 there on the screen. It's second down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now, 1st and 10. On first down, Keenum trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way